Solid Gold was mine. You were talking about not putting on the hits, but something
Dance
like
into the
that.
hits.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Stacy Q.
And
I love you to our hearts.
yep, that's what you were talking about. That exact song.
Yeah. I
So
never said I wasn't gonna tell nobody.
scooch on
No,
over.
baby.
We're streaming, by the way.
Yeah, we're streaming. We're streaming live. What's up, world?
What's
I
what am
want
I
to
doing?
welcome our brand new sponsor. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening. Pizza at breakfast time.
Supper time, Josh. You can always have pizza on a bagel when you have pizza on a bagel. Damn it, I fucked it up.
Neither of us got it right. It's like the most catchy, memorable jingle in the history of jingles, and we both fucked it up.
Because when you put pizza on a bagel, you can have
pizza anytime.
That was
I
beautiful.
think we could cover that in every genre and it would be the same and great.
I double that agreeance.
You could do like hardcore, you could do spirituals, you could do anything with that song.
Oh yeah. Ukulele pop.
Yeah. Let's do ukulele pop.
Let's not. I hate it.
Some uke pop. Have you ever played a ukulele?
No. Have you?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, for a while, it was like you could not find a girl that didn't have a ukulele in her hand.
Yeah. Yeah. We called it Target commercial music.
It's like a coffee commercial, right? Like
it's full on every single Target commercial you've ever seen in that era.
But I don't, but like also so pleasant.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
It seems like a rainy day coffee commercial to me.
Okay. It's not as introspective as that, I don't think.
It's a little more jangly and poppy.
Gulp.
Gulp. Zip.
I forgot about that. You want to finish your breakfast and we'll just chat and then we'll get started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It won't be long.
It's fine. Apparently we can edit everything out.
I'm not recording. Should I be? Not yet.
No, you're eating breakfast. It's fine.
Healthy breakfast. I mean, I don't know if it's healthy.
I mean, healthy enough. It's breakfast. Haven't we been taught that all breakfast is healthy?
All breakfast is sacred.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I got 45 minutes out of that episode.
And there's still like, we could lose another 25 minutes and it would be fine.
Well, I don't know about fine, but yeah.
A micro episode.
It's just us clapping in and then
today's episode took place in a car. That's it. Bye.
Yep. Maybe it's not on YouTube because you felt bad about the Italians. Because I couldn't find anything offensive in it. But I do remember seeing that episode up. You
know what bothers me? There's two things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of that mentalist guy. and I call him Aries Spanakopita, which is like kind of not cool. And maybe we could trim that. Maybe we could actually lose that And then the second thing, I think we both do Super Mario accents. And I don't know if that's cool, but I kind of think it might not be. And
Now, if you're talking about one specific character, it's not bad. It's been like that forever. It's that character's voice. We are imitating that character's voice.
Yeah, but like it's the yes and no. It's because we come directly out of trying to remember a guy. I think he's Greek. I'm gonna name a Greek food. As
okay, cut it.
It's like calling him like Teddy Lasagna, and then being like Super Mario is the same thing as that guy. Oh boy, oh.
Okay, sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think if you can lose those two things, even if it's a little clunky, fuck it, just lose them.
Got it.
And if you have to lose the whole beat of like everything where it's like, well, I wonder if we should get a hostage negotiator. Like, we don't need all of that, but then that's like a lot. And then the episode goes down from like 30 minutes to 20 minutes or something.
We should have just re-recorded that episode. That's
probably
a fucking bullshit episode.
Yeah. And honestly, it was a pretty good episode to watch in my memory.
It was a fun episode. It just did you want to hear about this episode? Because we're going to talk about 80s TV for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, we really ramble. Sorry, world.
They know what they're in for.
So I guess take a look at it, and if you're like, it's just too heinous, then fuck it, let's re-record it.
I mean, if it ends up being a 15-minute episode,
yeah, I think that's okay, right? Like sometimes they're just going to be short. Sometimes they're going to be long.
Yeah, I don't want to go shorter than 15 minutes. If it's shorter than that, then I'm going to say we got to re-record, but I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I can't imagine a reason why we would have something shorter than that, but like it's plausible that something could be that. It's just like, hey guys, this is just a quickie, like a note to let you know we're out of town. Have a great holiday. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you weren't so goddamn racist all the time, I wouldn't have to tell. JK.
I love my racism.
You know, Josh, he's a crazy bigot, that guy.
Yeah.
Are you done with your breakfast?
Yeah, I mean, I got a little cup of
Slurp it
coffee.
Oh.
Should we do a thing? Oh wait,
Yeah,
let me start recording.
Oh my
Make sure
God.
that my recording can actually like happen. This is Josh recording for, oh, no, those are no waveforms whatsoever. What's going on there? There's a problem. Right here in River City. Starts with T and that rhymes with P. And I got a pee in the pool.
Oh, Josh, you're crazy. You're like the next weird Al Yankovic. Have you heard of that guy?
Recording for The Last of Us, season 1, episode 2. Yeah, I've heard of weird Al Yankovic.
I think that you should just take over his whole thing, but only do musicals.
Did he do any musical parodies? I mean, of theater musicals?
I don't have any idea, but I don't think so. He does pop music.
Yeah.
He's not a nerd.
Well, he also does originals.
Yes, that's true.
Slime Creatures from Outer Space. Johnny Dangerously. So many good ones.
Let's clap it in, Josh.
Yeah, let's do it. Woo! 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 What's up, guys? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We're here to talk about The Last of Us, season 1, episode 2. And we're going to spoil it. So if you haven't seen it yet, pause, watch, you're back. Welcome back. My name is Josh. I'm here with my amazing co-host,
Oh,
Tressa.
welcome back, Josh.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, I am welcome.
I know, I said that.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh. What'd you think of this episode before we dig in?
Okay, I got a lot to say about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. I thought it delivered on everything.
Yeah.
well,
But I felt like there was a butt coming.
There are a couple of butts.
Okay.
There are a couple of big old butts.
What you got for me?
Okay, so they were on their way to the old state house, but it turns out that they were going to the new state house. So they really should have called it. Should have called it the new old state house.
Are all your butts going to be about Boston?
Well, I mean, that girl, Ellie, she grew up in Boston and has no trace of a Boston accent there. First of all, she's 14 years old. She should have the wicked hottest accent you've ever heard in your fucking life. She should be smoking a Newport in every scene. She should be, and also she wouldn't have just a switchblade. She'd have like a hockey stick. The violence, however, the fact that she's like, can I have a gun? She's constantly asking for a gun.
That checks out.
Yep. Okay. 14-year-old from Boston. I believe this. And then, of course, we lose a character that I am very sad to see go. But
for sure.
Yeah.
She has the best name minus an R. I think the problem.
And an A?
Yeah. The problem with your whole Ellie in Boston thing is that she grew up in the quarantine zone, not in Boston. Those are two different places.
Well, it seems like the quarantine zone might be just like one building in Boston or something.
No, it's like a few blocks. It's a few miles because there's a fucking mall in it.
Okay, so
go ahead.
I have theories about which mall this is.
Yeah, let's get to the important stuff. Where's this mall?
I think it's Lafayette Place, because that's where you're most likely to get jumped by a mutant.
Oh, damn.
I don't even know if that mall still exists. I mean, was it Copley? Was it Prudential? Probably not.
I mean, who could say?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some malls out in Newton, but like, that's not Boston. No matter what anyone from Newton tells you.
Josh, we start off in Jakarta.
Yeah, Indonesia. Big time. We're in Indonesia. We're on vacation. Gonna have lunch.
Having some shish kebabs. What's up? Some policemen enter this little diner and approach an older woman and is like, you need to come with us. She is kind of terrified. They take her.
She's like, what's going to happen to me? I'm being like I've never been in trouble.
Right. And
everyone in the diner is like, ooh.
They totally were. It was distracting. And so we're in the car going to somewhere, and she's like, did I break a law? Do you guys have the right person? And they're like, no, we just think you're awesome. We heard you know all about mushrooms and crap.
Pretty much. She's a professor of, is it mycology or mycology?
Mycology, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. At the University of Jakarta. And they need her because she's a fucking expert.
Yeah. They take her to some lab. As they're walking down the hall to get to the lab, there's like a SARS poster. That was a good laugh. Remember that pussy SARS?
Oh, we were so innocent.
So young. So they take her to a lab, have her look in a microscope. And she's like, why? I don't understand what she's talking about. She's like, why is this, what is it called?
Cordyceps.
Yeah. Why is this cordyceps in this, whatever fluid that you put whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
it was prepared the way you would take a sample from a human. And they're like, it's because it came from a human. And she's like, that's not possible.
bullshit, asshole. No way. And they're like, why don't you take a look at this? And they take her to see a naked lady.
Yeah. There's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. But there's a anyway. So there's a corpse on a slab.
Yeah.
That's the naked lady you're talking about. You're trying to sexualize yet another corpse.
Hey, I have a type. What do you think what do you think it's like? You think you're thrilled to get that job, or are you like, fuck, I gotta get naked? I mean, I get
the actor that plays the corpse.
Yeah. Because
well,
I mean,
depends.
Everyone all over the world is going to see an HBO prestigious television show. You're going to be seen, but they're going to see your titties.
Maybe you want them to see your titties. Have you considered that?
And your bush.
Yeah, maybe.
And
maybe you're like, no need to pay me. How much do I need to pay?
This is a dream come true. So she's Professor Lady is in a hazmat suit. She goes to examine this corpse, and she sees the bite wound, gets a scalpel, opens it up, and beyond the skin is a fuzzy white mass that she doesn't know what it is. She opens up the corpse's mouth, gets some, I don't know, forceps or something, and pulls out some tendrils, just like the ones that were creeping out of the neighbor's mouth.
Yeah, and they're like alive. They're like sort of reaching out for her.
Yeah, and it
it's
so good. And she, of course, freaks out, drops it, and is like, "I need to get the fuck out." So then we see her in a gorgeous room, a beautiful lemon yellow couch, beautiful silver and yellow wallpaper behind her. I loved that room. I was so distracted about how beautiful that room was. So anyway, she's like thinking, the police guy comes in, and he's like, "So what's up? What's going on?" And she's like, "Okay, I got some questions."
She's all business. She's not. She looks very unhappy.
Yeah. She's like, "Well, okay, I need all the information. Who bit her? What happened? What's going on? What?" Apparently,
the cop is like, "Listen, she was just totally normal. Then she attacked a bunch of her coworkers for no reason, and they were all subdued. And then within a couple of hours, they had to be killed." And she's like, "And where's the person that bit her?" And then he's like, "We don't know." And she's like, "Are there missing people from her work?" They're like, 14 of them. He's like, "We need you to create a vaccine, a medicine for this." And she's like, "Listen, I have studied these things my entire life. There's no medicine. There is no cure. You know what you need to do?
You
need to drop a bomb on the entire city and every person in it, myself included."
Cool. Yeah.
That's what she tells him. She's like, "That is it. Now, can someone please drive me home? Because like we're all gonna die."
Yeah. Fucking intense.
Yeah. And then we cut to the credits. That's all the stuff before the credit sequence.
So fucking good. Okay. I have said multiple times that I did not care for the monsters in the game.
Yeah, you're really repetitive. Like, ugh.
Okay, I would like to retract that for this show, because we didn't get any backstory. We didn't get any of this like mycology shit in the game. We just were like, hey, there's a mushroom thing that turns people into monsters. Go have fun. I love all this background. I don't care if it's based in whatever. I love that we're getting so much of the story of this fucking Kaizo mushroom crap. I don't know what it's called.
It's mycology or cordyceps are the
Cordyceps is what I was trying to think of. I don't care. I love it. It's fucking perfect right now. Anyway.
Yeah, I think these cordyceps mutants are very scary, super unnerving, terrifying.
Yeah, also in the game, if it was ripe enough, it would explode and then you would get infected with spores and turn into a monster. That's not going to happen in the show, but it did happen in the game.
Yeah, I guess they changed it a little bit for the show because like
it's hard to show.
Yeah, and it's also just like if there are airborne spores, why wouldn't they just always be in the air?
Yeah, and that's like I totally forgot about the spores until that last part. And I just kept thinking, why aren't they wearing masks because of spores?
Also, COVID.
COVID was eradicated in the mushroom wars. So
I fought in the mushroom wars. I tripped my fucking balls off.
Back at the Super Clips in 2013, Ellie's sleeping. She wakes up.
Yeah, it's a really nice way. Like she's bathed in sunlight in what appears to be a field. But once she wakes up, like the camera repositions and she's just in a woodsy spot in the middle of what is a broken building.
Yeah.
Because everything is so overgrown with nature. As soon as humans stop occupying a place, buildings immediately fall over, subway tunnels collapse and flood. Like everything goes back to nature.
Okay, remind me because I'm getting confused. It started in 2003, correct?
Yeah. So we've had 20 years of humanity not in lots of places.
Okay.
Or barely.
And this, where we're at right now, is 2023?
That's right.
Not in the show, but like in real life. So, yeah. So Joel and Tess are watching over her. Like Joel's got his gun aimed at Ellie at all times. He doesn't believe that she's immune. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, it's not worth the risk.
Right. And,
but Tess is like, maybe.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, like she wants to believe in hope.
Sure.
She wants to believe in hope. And she also is like, listen, whether this girl got infected but never turned into a monster and therefore like cured herself somehow or not, the Fireflies think that that's true. And so she's valuable to them either way. So we can get a truck and a battery and a full tank of gas.
Yeah, I kind of didn't mention the part where Ellie told them that's why she was valuable. But Jill's just like, bullshit. I've heard this a million times. Every few months, someone says they're immune. It's bullshit. And then etc.
Yeah, I love how it's like the most closely guarded secret. You have to protect this with your life. She immediately tells them. And in telling them, she's like, they've heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah, they're like, again.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, another chick with a podcast. Great. Can't wait to hear that.
They're like, oh, right. A firefly. Oh, so what you're telling me, which I've already heard a million times, there's a Firefly base out west with doctors working on a cure, and whatever happened to you, you're the key to a cure. Bullshit.
Ugh, I've memorized a script. It's so old.
Right. So Ellie's like, listen, I don't know what to tell you. I got infected or bit or whatever, and now I'm not a monster. I'm not infected. I seem fine, right? And they're like, yeah, that's weird. And she's like, can I have my own gun? And they're like, no.
They go out into the city.
There's this cool shot of like half fallen over skyscrapers.
Yeah, it's so great. Every exterior shot is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, they're on their way to what they call the old State House.
You got anything to say about that?
They go through. Okay, so whether they were going from the North End to the old State House or the new old State House, it's a fucking 5 to 10 minute walk. There's no reason for them to go trekking across half of creation. They go through a bombed out part of the city that just looks like modern day Charlestown. Obviously a wrong turn.
Maybe they're taking the long way because the short way will kill them. Josh.
I guess so.
Pretty sure that's what they said.
There's a okay. It turns out that the long way is not so good either.
Imagine what the short way is like. Yes.
So Ellie is asking, like, hey, I heard this rumor about super infected that, like, you know, they turn into these crazy mutants.
Yeah, they're like, that's crazy. That's stupid. That doesn't happen. She's like, what about these other kind of crazy mutants? So anyway.
Yeah, no answer whatsoever. You hear screaming in the distance.
Yeah. Everyone stops. We also learned that Ellie was bit in the mall that Josh thinks is Lafayette.
Maybe. I don't know.
They get to they get to a hotel and
it's flooded.
It's got like the recessed, what's that called? It's like a conversation pit, but the entire lobby. And it's completely flooded. There's a floating piano, gorgeous. I love it. It's so beautiful. And yeah, they got to cross it to get to the stairs.
Yeah, Ellie stops at the desk to play act ordering their finest suite. And a skeleton falls out at her, and that's like a nice sort of jump scare type thing.
Yeah, it's fine. They go up to the 10th floor, and their usual way of going has been destroyed. The ceiling caved collapse. Yeah. So Tess is gonna find a new way up there by going over the rubble and whatever, figuring it out.
Yeah, she's a good climber. Mm-hmm. Joel's gonna wait with Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie is asking him questions about him and Tess. He's from Texas. She's from Detroit.
What's the deal with you and Tess?
Pass.
How'd you get to Boston?
Pass.
Okay. No more questions about me. How about this? Is it hard to kill the infected? I mean, mentally, because like they used to be people.
Sometimes.
Because that's fucked up. Yeah. What about last night? What about that guy last night? What was that like?
He doesn't answer because Tess returns and is like, looks like we have to find a different way around.
The different way around seemed fine. But I guess.
Right. And then they look down on what might be Faneuil Hall and Quincy Market.
Mm-hmm. And
there are lots of bodies all over the ground. And they're
squirming.
Yeah. What is that squirm motion? I was like trying to figure that out.
It's like maggots. It's gross.
Totally.
Yeah.
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 So Ellie is like, they're all connected.
Yeah.
And
more than you know.
It's more than you know. Yeah. Like there are long fibers that go underground and you could like come in contact with one and it notifies hundreds within miles away.
And they're going to come running.
Yeah.
How
they
fucked
all know
up is that?
Exactly where you are. How fucked up is that? It's extremely fucked up. That's how fucked up.
Yeah, I agree. They decide they're going to go through, they got to take a different route and they're going to go through the museum. Tell me about this museum.
So that's not a real place. It's in the show, it's the Bostonian Museum, which seems perfectly plausible because anywhere you go that tourists will spend $1, anyone will be like, let's create another thing.
Yeah. But that Bostonian Museum looks like it hadn't been updated since 1973. It looked boring as hell. So they get to it, and
there are lots of dried, dead bodies outside. They're just like husks.
yeah, Joel goes to like inspect a vine. I don't know what to call those things. And it's bone dry. So he's like, okay, we're safe if we go in here because it's been dead for a while. Thank God. So they go inside, being all sneaky, and they see another dead husk guy. They're like, oh, it's been gone for a while. It's fine.
And then they find a fresh dead guy, like fresh.
Way fresh. Like the blood was still red. And they're okay.
They panic.
Yeah.
And they're
Tess
like,
is
okay.
like, well, maybe he crawled in from outside. Tess, come on. Okay, we're going to be silent now. Not quiet. We're going to be fucking silent.
Right. So the interesting thing here, it would seem, is that infected, or clickers, as they're called, can hear, but they cannot see.
Yes.
Can they smell or taste? Do they have other senses?
I don't know.
Okay. But
no idea.
But light and dark does not affect them. You can have a flashlight. They're not going to notice it. It's just if you make a noise or if you touch them.
I wonder if it's like, because when they were looking over the maggot clickers, the sunlight would shine on them and they'd like go a little bit nuts. I wonder if it's like kingdom zombies where they don't like warmth.
Or they do like warmth.
Yeah, either one.
They like some amount of warmth. Because the ideal place for them is like a human body.
Oh, right.
Right. So like a human body wouldn't stay warm once they're dead.
Right.
So they need to keep
it alive.
They need to keep the circulatory system running in order to have the body still like generate warmth of its own.
Yep.
And then maybe sunlight or shade affects the optimal temperature in some way.
I can see it.
All right, so they're climbing the stairs and it's like littered with like fungi and corpses.
So beautiful.
He's so gross. There's just noises in the background.
It's very tense situation, just walking up the stairs silently and quietly, and they get to some room and Tess and Ellie get thrown into the room because the ceiling collapsed right behind them.
Right then, there's an infected mutant attack.
Yeah.
And this guy, we have not seen his ilk before.
No, he's brand new and he's got fungus just exploding from his head.
Yeah, so like the upper part of his head from like the nose up is all just some crazy mushroom design.
It like split his palate in half. Oh, gorgeous. Oh my God.
Yuck.
They also have a really hard time putting these things down when they get this bad, because you shoot them in the head and it's like, okay, and like they keep going no matter what. Which
like what, like where, how, like a human being you need to kill by shooting in the head, but these aren't even human beings anymore. So why is the head even like a good place to aim versus somewhere else?
They all are familiar with zombie movies and they have no other options.
Okay,
like
fair.
I don't know, because if they've got a parasite inside them, like driving their corpse or husk. Ugh. So who knows where? I have no idea. I don't know how they go down at all. I don't know. So they get out of it's a whole tense situation. Fighting. They finally get both of them down and they go outside. They're going to go to the building across from it.
Oh, wait.
What did I miss?
Okay. So they managed to gun down these two very active mutants. And they take stock of like, how bad was that attack? Ellie has been bitten again.
Ellie, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What are you doing, Ellie?
And Tess has a twisted ankle on top of everything.
Quote unquote.
That's what she says.
Mm-hmm. They climb out some window on like the 4th or 3rd floor. It doesn't matter. And Ellie crosses this like makeshift bridge between the two made out of a ladder. No problem.
Yeah,
They're
no
like,
fear of height or balance or anything. It's just like a 2x4 connecting two roofs.
Fuck that. You see how much that thing bounced when she walked on it? Ugh.
Yeah.
Or at least when Joel did. Ugh. God, that would. Ugh. I would fall just like thinking about it.
There's no way I get across that board without inching along like an inchworm. That's the way I do it, if at all.
I would be on all fours. There's no
I'd
way
be like,
I would not
cordyceps, eat me. Fuck it. I'm not going across that thing.
Yeah. So
I'm like so much more afraid of that bridge than any of these monsters.
Thank you. It's terrifying
and
real. And so we get another like Joel, like, well, what if the first one was fine, but the second bite takes and she turns? And Tess is like, shut the fuck up and let's go. What are you doing?
She's like, take the win.
Yeah. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, so they find their way to the state house. And there are no fireflies there.
Mm-mm.
Also, it's not really, this isn't what either the old or the new state house look like. But then later on, we get a vantage point that looks like the current state house. But whatever.
Thank you, Josh. There is a giant, well, not giant, but there's a truck outside the state house. And Joel goes to investigate. There's blood all over the interior. He rounds the corner and he sees 2 dead people, all bloody. And they're fairly fresh, too.
Yeah.
But Tess and Ellie are like, what's up? What's going on? And they're just, whatever, talking about it. And Ellie's like, blood leads to inside. Let's go check it out. And Tess, like, the way she was so fucking fed up at this point, Tess grabs Ellie and, like, practically shoves her into the building. She's pissed. She's done with it. She's sick of it.
Yeah. So they're dead bodies inside, and they quickly assess that one of them or more got infected. The healthy fought the infected, and everybody lost.
Yup.
And they're like, well, that sucks. And Joel's like, fuck this. I'm going back. And Tess is like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
And
Joel's
Ellie surmises something immediately.
Oh, no. What's that?
Tess is infected.
No. But how?
Yeah. How indeed? How did she get infected, and how did she make it this far?
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to
did she get infected inside the museum or before that?
It had to have been the museum because we lost her for a second. And yeah, I don't know. But they're like, okay, show us the fucking bite. And she does, and it's huge and gross. And they're like,
she's got
okay,
a big
Ellie.
old hickey on her neck.
Yeah, she does. She had fun. And then they're like, Ellie, let's see yours. And Ellie's is like, not, I mean,
it's already healing.
Mm-hmm.
Like in no time.
Yep. Tess
is like, listen, Joel.
You need to take her to Bill and Frank's. You need to get her there. And he was like, what the fuck, dude? No, why? I want to go. No.
Yeah, your job is to get her there and set things right.
What is right, after all? But then right then, a dude crawls and Ellie freaks out and Joel freaks out and Tess whatever. Joel turns around and shoots the guy. He's dead. It's fine.
It's not fine.
Oh, it's not?
No.
No, why?
Because it is connected to hundreds more nearby, all of which get immediately activated.
I surmise What am I saying? I assume that it was like that big writhing maggot pile that came running, because there were so many of them. Just like the foreground is one guy getting up, the background just looks like hundreds running behind him to wherever this is. Bro.
Yeah, you see close-ups on like ones that are on the ground that are like, oh, time to go.
Joel goes to check outside, looks outside, closes the door. I like that we don't even get to see outside. It's almost like,
yeah, he's like, fuck this.
Locks the door. Ooh. And Tess is like, how many? And he's like, well, all of them. Every single one that ever existed is coming for us right now. And Tess is like, cool. I'm going to do something real quick. And she starts pouring gasoline all over the foyer of this place.
And scattering grenades.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, listen, you go now. You save who you can save.
Yeah. And that, I think, once she said that, Jill was like, I get it now. Okay, let's go. Good, cool. He takes off with Ellie,
dragging her away.
Yeah. She's kicking and screaming the whole way out.
Yeah. Like, it seems like she should understand the same way he does, but for some reason she's resistant.
Well, I mean, this is all new to her for the most part.
She was born into this world, though.
Yeah, but she's never seen a horde like that. She was probably never even seen anyone get bitten in front of her before.
She's been bitten herself, right, at least twice that we know of, maybe 1,000 times.
Right. And that's like, she doesn't understand the gravity of it because she has been bitten so many times, and she doesn't want to leave behind Tess, who has been the one person who has been on her side the entire time. It makes sense. Come on.
Yeah.
Come with me. So
yeah, I'm really fucking bummed out to lose Tess. Such a good character.
Yeah, she really was.
So she has a fucking epic death scene.
What the fuck?
Very, very upsetting.
Yeah. The clickers get there. They are able to.
She's flicking her Zippo lighter, trying to like.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, it's not working.
No.
Hundreds of these things are streaming into the building.
And they're all ignoring her and going right past her.
But then one hears the click click of the lighter, and then they all sort of stop and turn, and one really is focused on her and moves in.
He's like, hey girl.
Yeah, he comes directly in for a tendril kiss.
The nastiest makeout sesh ever. And she just fucking took it. She was like, let me open my mouth real big for these nasty fungus tendrils to go down my throat, which you can see in my profile. Disgusting.
It's very fucking upsetting on every level. Finally, while this super makeout sesh is in action, her lighter finally works. She drops it, and from outside, boom, explosion.
Ellie
Joel and Ellie are out front of the state house that has now just blowed up. So I guess they're standing at the top of Boston Common.
Oh my fucking God.
Just like a short walk where they started. Like, honestly, like they could stop at like a couple of Dunkin' Donuts on the way back to where they started.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
there in
there.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you think Dunkin' Donuts is going to close in Boston? Are you fucking crazy? No. Probably go to Ernesto's for a slice.
Real quick.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. What? Yeah. They stopped running and turned around because explosion. They're both like, oh, fuck. Jill's like, all right, let's go. And Ellie's just like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck? End of episode. And then they went and got a slice.
Oh, we forgot to mention Marlene packed her chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. Joel and Tess are eating the most dried out, nasty beef jerky ever.
Yeah, they have beef jerky that was like created in 1988 and sat on shelves until this moment in 2023 or something.
Yeah. And my biggest problem with Ellie's sandwich is how long is that going to keep in her backpack? It's fresh chicken. Ugh.
Okay,
I'd rather have
what my biggest problem with that sandwich is?
What?
Who baked that bread?
I mean, that's fine. You can bake bread.
Sourdough needs a yeast. Yeast is fungus. Fungus is the enemy.
But it's everywhere and so easy to catch to make bread. Josh, come on.
Oh my God. Are you saying that like these people are going to have like a mushroom salad in this day and age? I don't think so.
What if they're all already infected like Walking Dead and they're basically cannibalizing each other when they have mushroom pizza, which they probably do on the regular?
Shit. There's no way out.
Okay.
They're stuck in this room. This mushroom.
Oh, dude, you cracked the code. I need to talk at great length for hours about this death scene of Tess's.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I feel like I need to puke 100 times rather than talk about it because it's so gross.
Grody.
There's part of me, it's like I don't even want to puke. I want to scrape out the inside of my mouth and my eyeballs
and throat.
I just want to scrape everything.
I don't understand her reaction though. Had it been me, I don't know that I would have just sat there and taken it. I think that I'm dying anyway. I might as well go down fighting.
I mean, she's luring them all in as close as possible into the sea of gasoline and grenades.
Which they would still be running towards her if she was fighting back, too.
I think so, too. Well, I mean, she's really got to stay focused on the lighter. Right?
But was she? Because she's like, oh, I can't wait to make out with this guy.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. Her fight, flight, and freeze, her freeze was activated.
For the first time in her life. She's been a fighter the whole time until then.
Yeah, but like she knows she's going to die. There's no other way around this. And now she's facing death for real. You know, like she's faced death, I'm sure, many times in the past 20 years. But none of those times was death assured. There's nothing she does in this situation that doesn't end in her death. If she fails to light this lighter, she might become a mutant, and that might be a fate worse than death.
I still don't like it. I still find it confusing.
What are you confused about?
Why she just sat there and took it? Ew.
She's got to light that lighter, and that lighter ain't lighting.
But she's not even looking at the lighter. She's looking at this guy she's about to make out with.
It's terrifying, right?
Did not care for it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
yucky.
great. It's great because it was disgusting, but come on, you guys. Yes. Oh my God, that's all the time we have today, Josh.
Fuck, what an amazing episode. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back.